Greetings, shareholders. Come on in and have a seat, please. We're about to get started. Welcome to the June shareholder meeting for John Twolfe. And there's a lot of new shareholders joining us today. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you all for attending this month's meeting. You may notice, if you've been with us from the beginning, that there was no May shareholder meeting. And that's because I was trying to decide at the time if we needed to do a quarterly shareholder meeting or if monthly was okay. And I think, the experiment has concluded that monthly shareholder meetings will be the norm from this point forward. Now, if you've never attended a shareholder meeting before and you're wondering, how does one become a shareholder? Well, all you have to do is attend these meetings. That's it. No further investment other than your time. So if you're watching this, you're already a shareholder. Congratulations. In these meetings, we talk about what videos have been uploaded to the channel, since there's a lot to keep track of, daily or semi-daily uploads. And we talk about how the videos were received, what I thought about how the videos were received, at least, and what videos will be coming down the pipeline in the future. So without further ado, let's get started. Please help yourself to a drink in your own home. Drinks will not be provided. Apologies, but I know you have one already. Don't even act like you don't have one. So last shareholder meeting was in April. Again, apologies for skipping May. But at the time, we were playing through Alone in the Dark. We're about to wrap that up. Outlast Trials and Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's Gate 3, of course. We finished up Act 2 is what I meant to say. Very sorry about that hiccup there. Let's see. We did a couple more videos of Outlast Trials and stopped at part 8, which was the one that I did solo. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with Outlast Trials, or if you maybe just missed the end of part 8 and you're wondering if there's going to be a part 9, there may be, but excuse me, like I said at the end of the video, the group that I've been playing with for the first 7 videos, Gab, Sino, and Gary, I'm not sure if I'd say that they've lost interest in the game, but they haven't had as much enthusiasm for revisiting it and playing through the later trials and Program X and so forth. But I'm not ruling out the possibility. What is wrong with me today? I'm not ruling out the possibility that I may return to it for a part 9 or later. But I'm not really sure what that looks like. It could be me coming back to it solo, could be me with another group. We'll just see. But I'm not ruling out the possibility that there may be a part 9 of Outlast Trials. But don't count on it. We wrapped up Alone in the Dark 2024 as well, which turned out to be like one of the most successful playthroughs on the channel. I believe part 1 is over 100,000 views. Now, I don't want to be motivated by views on this channel. That's part of the charm of it for me. I just want to throw up whatever and see what happens. I mean, that's why I've uploaded over 50 videos of uncut Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay, or largely uncut anyway. But it's nice to see that Alone in the Dark did pretty well. I think the reason it did pretty well is not because it's like such a great playthrough or anything. I think it's just that this is a game that kind of slipped under the radar for a lot of YouTubers, and so there was less competition for it. That's what I think. I played it twice from both perspectives, so I did more than I think the average person did, who probably just played as Edward one time. But yeah, it did pretty well. Don't think I'll be revisiting it or anything, so that's just that's that. I don't know also if I'm that interested in revisiting any of the other Alone in the Dark games. I feel like there's just so much to play, and Alone in the Dark just isn't really high on my priority in terms of franchises go. Also, revisited Buckshot Roulette, the Steam version, so as predicted, I got backseated pretty hard. Whatever. Got to backseat the silly little shotgun game, right? We replayed Silvio, which I did for the Spine Chill Podcast Book Club. It was my pick for that week, or for that episode, rather. It's not really posted weekly. And I feel like there was a lot of curiosity about the playthrough in the beginning, but then by the end, it kind of had fizzled out because, as it turns out, the game is pretty slow paced and atmospheric, and it's not exactly something that really gets people super excited. Also, a lot of people had seen it before. So, but yeah, I'm glad I replayed it. I mostly just did that, for me and, to go back in time to 2015. But probably won't be doing a whole lot of 2015 horror games on the channel in the future. So that was sort of a outlier there, right? We played Content Warning with Gab, Sino, and Gary. We originally were just going to do one video, but the response was so good that we did a second one. I don't know if there will be a third one in the near future. There might be one, just not immediately. We've also got a lot of other games to play, like we want to revisit Lethal Company and do some other games. So, yeah, but, duly noted that a lot of people liked the Content Warning videos. Let's see. Oh, yes, Gabriel Knight here. We did a Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers playthrough, which was very, very well received, like resoundingly so. And a lot of people have been asking about other point-and-click adventure games on the channel, and I'm happy to say that I have another one I'm planning on doing soon, hopefully before the next shareholder meeting, hopefully before the July shareholder meeting. It will be the next Gabriel Knight game, Gabriel Knight The Beast Within. We'll be starting that fairly soon, probably after we finish Baldur's Gate 3 is when I'm planning on doing it. So yeah, that was 10 videos, very very well received. People really liked that. The views are good, but the comments were what really showed how excited people were for it. Spine Chill Podcast, we've had a couple of episodes. If you've never tuned into it, it's me, Gary, Sino, and our friend Doug, and we talk about we have like a book club where we pick different games. We switch off picking different games, and I'll be talking about that more in a moment, but there have been a couple episodes if you missed them. They're also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you're interested. We resumed Baldur's Gate 3, Act 3, so that's been like every other day has been a Baldur's Gate 3 series. A lot of people noticed I changed the thumbnails. I actually went through and I redid all the thumbnails. They used to be like all the same image and they had a red background. And I just didn't love the way they looked, and there were going to be so many of them that I think around part 44 or 45, I went back and I just redid all of them with like a blue background and a different character art for each one. I was just like, if this is going to be such a long playthrough, I might as well make the thumbnails look good, not like trash, So I liked doing that, though, and I felt like it was needed. There's 3 Lae'zel thumbnails right there. Some people have asked, like, what's the meaning behind the people picked for the thumbnail? Basically, it's just like, if the character's in the thumbnail, it means either that something happened for their story in the video, or they were, if no character had a spotlight, then they were just in the party, at least. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is going pretty well. We're all the way through, at this point in time, 58, but by the time you'll have this posted, it'll be 59. If you didn't see my Twitter post, there will be 65 videos in total. So the game's already finished. I've been done for weeks now. I went through and around like, I don't know, here or something like this, around the time I was posting the Raphael bit. That's around when I finished the game. So it's all done. However, actually, this is a good time to say this. I actually haven't finished editing part 65 yet, because I was thinking it might be a good idea to have a little montage in the beginning of favorite moments. So if you have a favorite Baldur's Gate 3 moment, please let me know in the comments, and I might include it in the montage. It's a lot to go through, so I'm not going to include that many moments, maybe like, about a minute's worth total. But, the quicker the moment is, the better, I would say. And I'm just gonna whip up something, and it'll be in the grand finale. So if you have a moment, let me know, and I'll be asking again probably in the comments of a future Baldur's Gate 3 video. We played Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice for 5 videos, which I wanted to do in preparation for the second game that came out this month. Yeah, this playthrough did pretty well. The views were pretty good. I would say the comments, it was mostly people happy that I was playing it because they liked the game, which was good. But I don't think that like the playthrough overall had like an amazing response as opposed to like the Gabriel Knight series, for example, where people were. I think part of the thing though is that like Hellblade's such a recent game in comparison that I think there were just a ton of people that weren't familiar with Gabriel Knight: Sins of the Fathers. I actually got a lot of comments on Gabriel Knight acting like it was a new game. They were like I've never heard this game before. I'm glad they're still making games like this. And I was like, but this is 30 years old. You know, whatever. But yeah, this is a 1993 game. And I think, you know, people being unfamiliar with it kind of made the playthrough a bit more fun. But, you know, Hellblade, I feel like it was a lot of people that had played it, you know, maybe recently. So maybe that's the reason for the lack of resounding interest. But yeah, overall it did pretty good. I'm glad I played it. It wasn't like a game I was wowed by, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And then, of course, I played Hellblade 2. Now, this playthrough did significantly worse. You may be able to see here, you know, 3.9K on this, 3.7K on this, that it did only marginally better than a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough that is 50 plus parts in. So, I mean, I kind of saw this coming because it's a new game, and anytime I play like a new mainstream game like Hellblade 2, it generally doesn't do very well. I think it's because so many people were playing it. So competition in the YouTube Let's Play scene was fierce. You know, you had to choose between hundreds of people playing this game, depending on how many people you follow, I guess. And also, there's some people that were playing it themselves that loved the first game, and they were like, I'm playing Hellblade 2 myself, and then they saw I was playing it, and they're like, well, you know, maybe when I'm done, or they might just forget about it, who knows. But it's okay. I'm not super invested, and like my Hellblade 2 playthrough has to do super well. Every video has to be 10K plus, because that's not what this channel is about. So, you know, I'm just it's just an observation. Now, on that note, what are we doing now that we're done with Hellblade 2? Because as you may know from previous shareholder meetings, I like doing a long playthrough, which is Baldur's Gate 3, at least for until mid-June, around then, which I guess is in like a couple weeks now. That'll be the long playthrough, and then I do short playthroughs in between, or like little one-shots. We haven't done a one-shot in a while. I did my State of Play Silent Hill transmission reaction video, but before that, there wasn't really like a one-shot for like, I mean, I guess content warning, sort of. But before that, Buckshot Roulette. So there have been a lot of people asking about like horror one-shots, especially people that came over from the main channel. Been asking about like, well, you know, Fears to Fathom episode 4, new Chilla's Art game. Also, you didn't play Chilla's The Kidnap game. Also, you didn't play, you know, yada, yada, yada. Just play the new mascot horror game, yada, yada. So I am planning on doing some horror one-shots this month. Because A, we'll be done with Baldur's Gate 3. And after I'm done with Baldur's Gate 3, I kind of want to take like a little like freedom break where I'm just kind of uploading whatever, and I don't have to upload a series every other day like I have been doing. So that's probably about the time that I'm gonna upload some of those one-shot games and stuff like that. So that is coming. I do plan on playing some of those, but probably not all of them, because, you know, like I've reiterated in the past, this is a variety gaming channel, and I don't want to get sucked into doing like all horror all the time again, because you know, I did that for years on the main channel because it was what got the most attention. But I'm trying to treat this channel as more of just a place to showcase my broad gaming interests, because I felt like after a while on the main channel, it was like people only knew that I liked horror games, and it was amazing. Like I would say something about The Witcher 3, and people would be shocked. They'd be like, "I didn't know you liked that game," and I'd be like, "Yes, I have a pulse. I play, like I am interested in video games. Of course, I like The Witcher 3. You know, I know some people out there don't like The Witcher 3, but we don't talk about them. And not everyone's got good taste. It's fine. But and so I thought it just kind of after a while it was like, one of the many reasons why I wanted to do gaming on this channel was so I could show that like I'm interested in Baldur's Gate 3. I'm interested in Hellblade. I'm interested in Gabriel Knight. I'm interested in all these games that I'm playing, and to kind of show more of my tastes than just like, let's see, let's scrape the bottom of the barrel of Itch.io again. Oh, this is a stupid game. Oh, this is an asset pack I've seen a million times before. You can only do that for so long. But a good way to get variety though is through our Spine Chill Podcast book club, which about a week ago I uploaded this video where we talked about Viewfinder, and some people have asked like, well, you're gonna upload your Viewfinder playthrough. It has been kind of awkward trying to find a place to slot it because I wanted to upload it like in between Hellblade 1 and 2, but like by the time I finished Hellblade, I was kind of like exhausted from all the other stuff I was working on, and so the slot where I would have put it right here, I just didn't have the energy to get it done. It's gonna be like one of those long video ones. So I do have Viewfinder gameplay, and it's gonna be all in one video. So it's gonna be like 5 hours long or something like that. And I'll put that up, just at some point. But yes, I know it's kind of awkward to like talk about the game on the podcast, but then not have like my experience playing it. That may happen again because for the episode 49 book club, Sino chose Forgotten City. So I am going to have a Forgotten City playthrough starting very soon. I'm going to upload that one. And that'll be starting up immediately. Also in the future, probably after Forgotten City, which I'm not sure how many parts there'll be, maybe 2 or 3, 4 maybe. On the most recent charity stream that we did for Power of Paint Art Academy, as part of the rewards, we had a poll for a playthrough. And the playthrough that was voted on over the course of like, I think 3 rounds is what we did. The one that won was BioShock. So I'll be replaying BioShock on the channel. And I'm not sure how many videos that'll take, like 12 maybe, something like that. And that'll be happening directly after Forgotten City. And on that note, there will also be a 3 random horror games video, which was also unlocked on the last charity stream. It was one of the milestones, I think, for hitting 20,000 or something like that. So there'll be a 3 random horror games video on this channel soon. I don't plan on regularly doing random horror game videos anymore. I'm probably only going to do them for like charity stream rewards or for special occasions or things like that. I'm not just going to randomly have them come up, but yeah, they'll still be around, and that one's going to be coming up soon, this upcoming month. So yeah, for upcoming content, we've got, just to review, there'll be a Viewfinder one-shot, there'll be a Forgotten City series, there'll be a BioShock replay, there'll be a 3 random horror games video, there'll be some horror one-shots, probably the Chilla's Arts games that I missed, Fierce Fathom episode 4, and maybe that new mascot horror game. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. The one with the raccoon, or I don't know, it's like a cartoon raccoon. But yeah, that'll be all coming up in June. I think that'll all fit, as well as the grand finale to Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm going to take a little break from like a long playthrough before I do the next one, but I'm just going to put this out there. This probably won't start until July, but I'm considering for the next long playthrough to do Red Dead Redemption 2. That's the current possibility, unless it's interfered with somehow. Maybe we can talk about the next shareholder meeting in more detail, but that's a possibility I'm considering for the next long series. So yes, thank you all for attending the shareholder meeting. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I can't guarantee that I'll respond, but I am talking a lot right now. Consider this my one-way communication for it's all front loaded. I don't know. Is what I'm saying making any sense? Thank you all for attending, and I'll see you at the next shareholder meeting. Please enjoy receiving nothing on your way out except the satisfaction of being here, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.